Hello there, my name is Stephen Pitt. A few years ago I came with an idea for a low-budget feature film with the intention to then try and sell it to distribution companies, thus starting a new life and career as a full-time filmmaker. This is the ambition of many aspiring filmmakers all over the world. Here, I'm going to detail my own experience of trying to raise money to make the film, while showcasing what options are available for any independent British filmmakers looking to do the same thing. I spent a good 2 years writing and fine-tuning the script in the evenings around my day job, before finally starting my adventure as a film producer. For my budget, my aim was to raise around £30,000. Now I hear you saying, why'd you need that much? I thought this was low budget. Well, considering the average UK film budget is just under £2 million, yes, this is low budget. And this is with a small cast and crew and one main location. I still need to pay people. Even though some of the potential cast and crew are my good friends, I can't expect them to work for free when it would have been a 3-week shoot and they need to take time off their day jobs or turn down other paying opportunities. And the pay I was offering wasn't exactly what you'd call competitive. Plus, I needed to rent equipment and the location. Now you can negate these costs if you have access to your own. Though I don't have any film lights and lenses lying around, and based on past experiences, I wouldn't recommend filming in your own house and having crew and piles of equipment take over, especially when you live with a partner, flatmate or parents who have their own stuff to do. And those of you saying I should just shoot the whole thing on a phone, when was the last time you watched something professional looking that was filmed on a phone that wasn't that Olivia Rodrigo advert? I also need to pay for makeup and effects because the project's a horror film, and a horror film without blood and guts is like a porn film without other fluids. Plus I needed catering, insurance and a bit left over for festivals and unexpected costs. Obviously costs and necessities will differ depending on your project, this is just my example. Anyway, like most aspiring filmmakers from a working class background, I don't have £30,000 to spare, and I'm not confident enough to max out a bunch of credit cards like Kevin Smith did to make Clerks. So, what were my options for getting the money? In the UK, there are several public organisations you can apply to for film funding, such as the British Film Institute's Film Fund. Now often these organisations require you to have previous experience on feature films, or to apply through a limited company. So not ideal for someone with just a few short films made with friends to their name. There are regional organisations you can apply to. In my case, that would have been Film Cymru. A friend of mine applied for funding a few years ago. He submitted a 30-page dossier to show his plans for the film. They turned him down because the application was underdeveloped. So it seems to be a low likelihood that I'd have been approved for funding by one of these groups, especially considering the type of British films that usually get greenlit, and the type of film I wanted to make. So where did I look to first? At first I looked at the most traditional method, getting a production company to invest. I found a great website called The Film Catalogue, which provides a list of hundreds of production and distribution companies. So I messaged all the ones that specialise in horrors and comedies with my own dossier, detailing what my film was and how I planned to make it. I spent a few months doing this to many companies and only got a handful of responses. They either said they weren't taking on new projects, or they asked about my previous credits and then never followed up. I've been told by one filmmaker that he self-financed his first feature before these companies would then invest in future projects. And again, I don't have £30,000 to spare. So back to square one. So then I decided to follow the crowdfunding route. I launched my own Kickstarter page, which was promoted as a project we love by Kickstarter themselves. I spammed all my social media pages and got a shout out from one of my favourite YouTubers, OSW Review, to their 30,000 followers. I promoted my project in crowdfunding shout out pages, I spammed the replies of popular film pages on X, FKA Twitter. And after all that, I only raised 9,000 of my £30,000 goal. So back to square one. And yeah, that's where I'm at the moment. Other than winning the lottery, I'm not sure how I'm going to raise money for my film idea. Now I want to stress that I'm just talking about my own experiences as an example of the challenges facing independent filmmakers in the UK today. Maybe there is a way I could have raised the money and made the film. Maybe I did something wrong along the way. If so, let me know. Leave a comment with your advice, or share your own experiences in trying to raise money for a film. If this video gets any traction, then who knows? Maybe this isn't the end of the story.